Hi, I am Blythe Stevens, MFA Bliss Catalyst and creator of Blythe Coach, where I help multi-passionate creatives take leaps of faith. And today I am flipping through my 2025s in 2025. Here's my annual page in my annual book and some of the projects and collections that I've got in my annual bullet journal this year, to keep present to them as I move throughout the year. I did also capture a flip of my bullet journal pages for March in the seasonal book. And here I'll be flipping to the annual book here inside of my Manufactica leather traveler's style notebook holder that protects and holds so nicely, in this case, two Rhodia notebooks, but could hold more or different dimensions of A5 notebook. These ones I did have previously Moleskine Cahiers as well, and those fit nicely and work nicely, other than not being as fountain pen friendly, ink friendly. I've had a previous flip of this, the creation of this 2025 annual spread. So today is the Q1 update. What have I accomplished in the first quarter of 2025? And what have I created, and what will I still create and recommit to in Q2 and the rest of the year? So I do update the cover 2025's page as I go along as much as possible. We can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 so far that I'm willing to share about and have recorded. And I go on to refer to in what order and where I'm recording those things. So we'll see them as we continue the flip through. But here's the overall tracking and planning page. We can see I read 5 books, finished 5 books. I'm working on reading several more, but I did finish reading 5 books in Q1, and I'm already rolling on Q2. I wrote and published 10 articles to the blog, and am rolling right into Q2 with that as well. I have yet to update my to be written topics here, but I do have another list in several different places, actually, in my last year's bullet journal and digitally, and I just haven't copied it over to here yet. And that's okay. We're creating the things, doing the stuff. That is interesting, because that week I put 13 emails, the last week in March, I thought, and here I see in Q1 12 emails. So I'll have to check about that little discrepancy. Here I say 10 articles, 12 emails, 11 poems or acorns excerpts, sort of jumping off places for poems, 3 letters, not quite up to speed on that, 13 videos, however, that sounds correct. Got some to be created, to be filmed videos, but not a complete list there either. This is also not complete. I've been working ahead on choreography and dancing, but we haven't got anything captured on this spread, and that's just an omission so far in Q1. I need to jump back into this part, not just in my dancing notes part. I've been working on playlists, haven't been practicing any instruments, and need to catch up on that. Classes, I have been recording the classes I've been teaching, but I'll be completing there, as well as coaching sessions and challenges. social media and finance tracking is going on in some other places, but I want it to also be ultimately captured here. Adulting activities are not so much a part of my 2025s or my quarterly process, but it's good to take a peek back in here from time to time, including quarterly. And then I have some other collections that I certainly have done over 25 German practice sessions. I have a bunch of adventures coming up, including some travel home to the US. And here's where I'll be tracking stories this April as I participate in the Rough Draft Challenge. I'll be working on one story, or my life story, my memoirs, but particularly stories from that in specific, but also brainstorming stories to write, just like blogs to write and things like that. So here's where I've been doing a better job, but still not quite a complete job of tracking publishing and creation, specifically the articles I'm writing and the videos I'm posting in a little Kanban board style spread. And this was the last bit I wanted to, in particular, share about the annual book that I've been updating is poetry or excerpts of poems that have been so inspiring to me this year, most of which have come from 365 Poems for Life. That's collected by Ali Asiri, I believe is their name. Some other sources as well, but particularly there I'm trying to keep a running log of the ones that resonate or touch me the most in my annual book. It's so fun to see how they can be so synchronicitous, how they can resonate and be applicable to my life. So those, we can see where I've been consistent, where I've been inconsistent, where it needs still updating, and I'll do so before I'm posting my updates for quarter one in the blog. But you can see how I've been logging that, how I use these annual pages, as well as the seasonal pages that keep my month to month and week to week reflections. And a lot of other resources that I refer to a lot. Maybe this is not a process that would serve you as well as it does me, but I'm finding that this setup is working pretty well for me. Again, this year, working in an A5 of this size and recording these types of things, these priorities, which I wish to remain present to, and the things that I intend for my year, to keep reflecting and returning to those things, to keep track of them on a regular basis. So it's a great tool for me, along with the other tools in my coaching arsenal and the other practices that I developed over time. I hope that looking along with me, flipping along with me, tracking things along with me has been valuable to you. Maybe you have a similar process. Tell me about that. Maybe you want to start something new. Maybe you do something completely different and that works for you. Tell me about it, and let's continue to move mindfully through 2025 as we continue through quarter two in real time, or whatever time you're checking in with me. Thanks for watching and being and moving with me in fact or in spirit. Take good care of yourself, and I hope to see you again soon.